the majority of people that watch us aren't subscribed. So if you like the content we're putting out, please hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share, all of it. AEW Dynasty, it's already purchased. I will be watching. I don't know about Dave. And I don't know if we have a ton of matches yet, but we're going to give you previews for the matches we know about.
I'm looking at the card here. It's funny. I got 11 matches, and I don't have any 0-hour matches, or at least I don't know if there's 0-hour matches yet. So I will just read it as the card. One of the first matches, we're going to do a few Owen Hart tournament matches, and one of them is going to be a wild card versus Hangman Adam Page. No idea who a wild card is. I don't know who would be available, but since Hangman Page is one of the guys I could see winning this whole tournament, I'm going to say he doesn't get eliminated yet. So I'm going to go Hangman Page.
Shit. My guess is going to be the wild card, and the wild card is going to be Miro.
Oh, interesting.
That's actually not going to happen, I don't think, because of the news this week that Rusev has re-signed with WWE.
Oh, has he? I didn't see that.
Flatter than middle school. So I'm going to go with the wild card as Jeff Jarrett, and it's going to make for an interesting, I'm going to say that's going to main event the 0 hour.
We'll see. We got Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe. That's another Owen Hart Cup match. I'll go with Fletcher.
It hurts me to say Kyle Fletcher so quickly because I'm such a Mark Briscoe fan.
Yes.
But he's not winning this with just the heat that Kyle Fletcher has right now.
Agreed. Mercedes Moné versus Julia Hart, Owen Hart Cup tournament. Mercedes might not win this tournament, but she's not losing to Julia Hart in the first round. She's winning here.
Ooh, I'm thinking she's losing to Julia Hart, and there's going to be a reason why. Whatever the loss is going to go to some storyline with Mercedes. So somebody's going to distract her. She's going to get the loss. Maybe Camille comes back. That's the distraction. But yeah, Julia Hart's getting that win.
Well, she has gotten into it with Athena lately, and Athena from Ring of Honor has been showing up now in AEW. So that might be a match they're building to. I think Athena is also in the tournament. So maybe they'll cost each other matches. But Athena is not on this card that I see. So the next match is also an Owen Hart tournament match. And this is going to be a great match, but we definitely are going to probably agree on this. Kevin Knight versus Will Ospreay. I think this will be a showcase for Knight, but ultimately Ospreay is going to get the win.
Yeah, this could steal the show for a match of the night. Ospreay is definitely winning, but it's good to see Kevin Knight is a part of this company now.
The Hurt Syndicate are defending the tag titles against the Learning Tree. Big Bill and Brian Keefe. I like Brian Keefe. I think him and Big Bill are fine together as a team. I don't see them taking the titles off of Hurt Syndicate, and if they do, that's a huge mistake. So I'm going to go with Lashley and Benjamin, the Hurt Syndicate here, to keep on trucking.
Yeah, there's no way they can beat the Hurt Syndicate. They hurt people.
They hurt people. Daniel Garcia versus Adam Cole, baby, for the AEW TNT Championship. This match has no time limit and no outside interference is permitted. I could see Cole winning this, but I'm going to go Garcia. I'll say Garcia keeps the title.
See, I was thinking Adam Cole because this is like that title that people have, but when you look at AEW, you don't necessarily care about it.
Right.
And I feel like, who do you give that title to? A guy that you want to give success that nobody really cares about. So Adam Cole's going to get that title, and this is going to stay in that like forgotten mid-card area. And I hate to say that all around because all these guys are talented. That's just the way this title has felt like it's been slotted.
The world title, the Ring of Honor world title. Chris Jericho defending the title against Bandito, but it is title versus mask. And I don't think Bandito is going to lose his mask. So I'm going to go Bandito, new Ring of Honor champ.
With Chris Jericho being involved, I'm so nervous that somehow Bandito's going to lose his mask and there's going to be a longer Jericho championship. But I'm going to go with my gut and say that Bandito's got to win that championship. And then that'll give ROH an interesting feel.
Also, I heard a great thought about this on Post Wrestling. They said, what if Jericho loses the title and then to get a rematch, Jericho puts his hair on the line? Jericho versus Bandito, hair versus title. So I'm hoping that we can see that match down the road.
I would love it because Supercard of Honor is coming up next for ROH, and I can't think of a better match to main event that card.
We got the Death Riders, Claudio Pac, and Rio Yuta defending the trios titles against Rated FTR, Cope, Cash Wheeler, Dax Harwood. They have teased dissension with Dax and everybody. I think Dax and Cash will still be on the same page, even though they're teasing dissension. I think they will turn on Cope, and I think eventually that's going to lead to a match with Cope and Christian Cage, and we're going to have probably a ladder match for the tag titles at All In. Somehow, I think they'll get the belts off the Hurt Syndicate. That's my guess. But that doesn't mean they have to do this yet. The All-In event is like in August. So we could see the trios titles change hands here. I'm going to say we don't, though. I'll say the Death Riders win, and we're going to start the dissension between FTR and Adam Copeland.
Yeah, as much as I hate to say it, the Death Riders are going to win. I would prefer to see Rated FTR get those trios titles. I think it would be fun for a little bit, and then you can go to that storyline. But AEW has been so big on the Death Riders for a while. And with Orange Cassidy being out with an injury now, I think it's not the time to topple the Death Riders in AEW. So they're going to get that win.
Kenny Omega and Ricochet and Speedball Mike Bailey. AEW International Championship. This should be a great showcase match, especially I'd imagine for Speedball. But Omega will win here. He will keep the title because we're going to set up a match, I believe, for All In with the International title versus the Continental Championship with Okada. And we're going to get Okada versus Omega. So that's why I think Omega needs to win here. So Omega will win this three-way. He'll walk out champion. Agree or disagree?
I have to agree. This is another match that could steal the show. I think all three great talents in the ring, but I don't see Omega losing that title right now. You know, maybe this pushes a story forward with Ricochet and Speedball. It's kind of interesting that it's a three-way match, but yeah, Omega's keeping that title.
Timeless Tony Storm versus Megan Bayne, another lady we were happy to once commentate a match on. Yes, Megan Bayne's been booked very well since coming back. Megan Bayne has looked unstoppable, but because of that, I feel like this is the old, we're setting up an opponent for Hogan, right? Like the invincible heel. Timeless Tony Storm will find a way to win here, and we're going to keep that going until AEW All In, at least.
I would think that would be the smart thing, but Megan Bayne has been so strong, and there's not a ton of other titles I see changing hands, that I think this is going to be the start of Megan Bayne's championship reign.
We shall see. And finally, Jon Moxley defends the AEW World Championship against Swerve Strickland. I like Swerve. I'm ready for Moxley's reign to end, but I don't think it ends here. I think it's going to have to end at AEW All In, and my prediction is that's going to be either Hangman Page or Will Ospreay. So Swerve Strickland, I'm sure he'll do fine, but I think Mox finds a way to win. That title's not leaving. Not yet.
I think Moxley's going to win. I think we are going to continue the trend of these Moxley main event matches not quite being where we'd like them to be. Like, it's still going to be a good match, but it's not going to feel like the main event of the show. Like you said, I don't think Moxley's losing that championship yet. It's not happening here, so he's going to keep that title. We said it earlier, the majority of people that watch aren't subscribed, so please, if you enjoy what we do, hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, but it means the world to us, and you can see when we go live next time in the future. We always try and bring the heat with wrestling. I'm trying to click on this comment here.
Have you checked out Evolve?
Oh, man. Babe? You're going to have to tune in the videos to see, Randy, but spoiler alert, nope.
But I will be.
And hey, I love to end on a high note. So, if you didn't know, while we're not doing a podcast, we have a commentary gig.
Hey fans, it's the man they call Dave with producer Joe. And you probably know us as the commentary team for New Heights Pro Wrestling. But when we're not doing that, we got a podcast.
That is the Working Fans Podcast, where we talk pro wrestling, comedy, MMA, and so much more.
And tell them about that signature segment.
Oh, you talk about the 531?
You know I am.
That is a homegrown creation that has been our namesake. And if you want to know our namesake, we got Chevy, AJ Strange Brew, as well as the two of us.
And why don't you go to our channel, like, subscribe, show us some love.
Rate, review, all of it.